Poof! There we go. Just like magic, man. Abracadabra, friggin' Dagra. What the hell am I talking about? I can't even say it right. I gotta say, God bless. How are all of you? I'm gonna get my words out correctly. Happy Sunday. Yes, it's Sunday for all you football meatballs out there. It's not an earthquake. It's just me and your face, man. Happy Sunday. Let's get to work, man. I had the nicest compliments from a bunch of people the other day and today, and apparently associates at work and vendors and stuff are watching the show. Thank you guys. Much love to you. I love this, man. I love the fact that when you're pursuing what you love to do, I mean, the glow that you emit, and I actually saw that in one of the vendors today. She was so pleasant about it. It makes me feel really good and doing what I do. And that's the whole point. The whole point of America's Mentor is to say, look, guys, there's a whole nother world out here, man. There really is a whole nother world. But we've been conditioned otherwise. We've been conditioned to believe that we have to follow this certain regiment of life, and it really limits us. And you wonder why we feel like rats in a cage, and you wonder why people are walking around miserable. It shouldn't have to be that way. And when I understood this about a decade ago, because it's National Fast Food Week, not to digress, but when I got rid of fast food in my life, I felt better physically on the inside. But then I kind of worked on the mind as well. Interesting note about Fast Food Week. And 3,200 years ago, they have evidence now of a takeout window. They found bowls and remnants of food in there, and it was on a street corner. So I mean, the people back then they were jacking in the ideas as well, and they thought to themselves. But it's also National Bible Week. I'm not going to give you a thumping on the Bible. No, I'm not going to do that this week. But it was actually interesting history behind that. Back in 1941, FDR implemented this, which I think is wrong, because if we're talking now, November as National Bible Week, he did it in honor of Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor happened several weeks later, whatever. But it's a good intention, mind you. Maybe it was afterwards, and they got the history wrong. But again, remember these words: where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. I'm not going biblical on you guys tonight from King James Version, but I'm just stating a fact. And if you really think about what these guys were saying back then, here's a translation of that verse. Without a clear purpose, direction, or future goals, people will become stagnant, discouraged, and vulnerable. Really think about how everybody is now. I'm just taking a generalization. I'm not talking about, if you're doing what you love to do, that's awesome. Good for you. But really think about what's going on around us. I mean, the people around us, and how, like, the rat in the cage effect has really taken hold of a lot of people. And to me, when you allow yourself to be yourself, man, life is going to show you a whole different spectrum. And that's what people are afraid to do. I don't have this, I don't have that. You're right. You don't have money, you're right. You're on this. I mean, you keep spitting out those kind of narratives in your life. You can only create that. And I shared a quote with Kurt the other night, and it really, really hit hard, because it made me realize many, many moons ago that indeed, you don't have to worry about a way. If you have some sort of vision or a purpose in your life, the way is going to be made, man. Listen to these words, they're beautiful. When you believe in your dream and your vision, then it begins to attract its own resources. Miles Monroe wrote that. No one is born a failure. I truly believe that. But sadly, life has put goalposts on everything. From waking up if you don't wake up the right way, you're a failure. If you don't have a certain amount of money, you're a failure. If you don't have an accolade on your wall, you're a failure. And to me, I'll say it 3 times. Bullshit, bullshit, and bullshit. It's who you are that is imperative, that you understand who you are and what you're trying to have, be, and do in life. In other words, what's your goal? I had to come to that reflection a long time ago, that if I just kept following this path of just get up, go to work, eat, go to bed kind of life. I mean, this was back in the motel days. It really hit me hard to say, wait, is this all there is? No. Life can give you whatever you give it. So whatever, we're all hot-wired or hardwired to do something in life. I found it, I'm doing it, enjoying the process. And things are naturally evolving around that. That's the whole challenge I have for you. What is eking you? What is going on this inside meatball? What's going on in there that can really change your life? Because if you don't, think about what they said with the translation from where there is no vision, the people perish. I mean, they were warning us thousands of years ago. Without a clear purpose, direction, or future goals, people will become stagnant, discouraged, and vulnerable. We're stagnant. In other words, like a nothing, sitting around doing nothing, getting up, going to work, eating, and going to bed. Stagnant. Then you go to discouraged. There's the rat in the cage syndrome. I see it every day. I see it every day because people's moods reflect who they are at that moment. And that moment, in other words, is creating the next moment and vulnerable. How many people you know have gotten hurt because they're out there trying to do something but not secure with their own vision, with their own life, with their own self? And to me, Bashara really hit the nail on the head, man, because now people are starting to get it. They're starting to realize there's more to life than just getting up, going to work, eating, and going to bed. Indeed, I do it every day. I mean, I'll jack out 10 hours of work and then do my show prep, take a little rest, and here I am. And that's a purposeful life. That's not a meaningless life. It's a meaningful life. You can find that because your goal is going to give you energy. It's not because I'm type A to the third power. It's a natural effect. A way is going to be made. You are going to find it. You're going to find all you need. But listen to what Bashara said about how imagination is everything. And it's the key. It's the key to all, it's the resolution to all your problems. Because if you find a way, if you find that self, if you truly believe in yourself, a way is going to be made for you. Listen to what he said. The greatest shock that society is going to discover is that what you've always thought as fairy tales is actually the way life works. I mean, he actually defined exactly what we were told not to do. And it's so true, because if you don't follow what you truly desire, you're going to end up like the rat in the cage, the vulnerable, discontent, stagnant person, most of all discouraged about your life. He goes on, that shit, I could end that shit right there and go home tonight. Listen to what he said as well. So when you allow life to work, when you allow creation to work in the way it was designed to work, your life becomes an ecstatic explosion of synchronicities. He goes on and on and on. He really defined what people laughed at Einstein for. He was a visionary. You don't have to be the Apple kind of visionary. I'm not going to talk in platitudes here. You don't have to be this grandiose icon. A purposeful life is doing what you love. A purposeful life is feeling good about what you're doing. If you feel good about working, getting up, going to work, eat, go to bed kind of syndrome, that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't need some dramatic dream or anything else. Look at me. I'm just doing what I love to do, letting life evolve around that. If your life is about work, that's great. And if you do it in a happy manner, it's going to evolve even better for you. You're naturally going to rise in the ranks. It all depends on who you are as a person. It all depends as who you are, as my daughter keeps instant messaging me with guinea pig photos. Thanks, Tori. You're awesome. I'm about to throw a pen at the wall saying, stop it. But listen to what he goes on to say. Actually, I want to read the last part. So when you allow life to work, when you allow creation to work in the way it was designed to work, your life becomes an ecstatic explosion of synchronicities. In other words, coincidences to match what you're sending out every day. It's about opening up to perfect timing and being who you truly are. My question is, what is perfect timing? Perfect timing to me, and hopefully this helps you guys, perfect timing is nothing more than perfect alignment. and that they put a time construct there. But when you're in aligned energetically with what you want, your heart and mind's all in sync. I mean, life starts sending out synchronicities, in other words, coincidence to match that. And you see it every day. If you wake up every day and you say it's going to be a great day, life is going to start doing that. And if you keep doing that every day, you're going to say, wait, this is great. I'm going to keep doing it. Hence the same energy level. If you're not being who you truly are, if you're not living in the present by being who you are, then how can anything that is representative of the vibrations of things you prefer find you if you are not home? Home is where the heart is, my friend. This is what Bashar was saying. He's saying, look, we've been brought up in this mindset of don't think outside of the box, stay in the box. What I'm telling you guys is step out of that friggin' box, pop the hood, and go to work, man. I mean, there's nothing more fulfilling than doing what you love to do. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's making you $1 billion. It doesn't matter. If it makes you happy, then keep doing it, no matter the outcome. Because the outcome is you're going to get better at it. The outcome is you're going to get past the fear. You're going to get past who you were to create who you truly want to be. A purposeful life is you just doing what you love, no matter what it is. People have put goalposts on it. You got to make a certain amount of money. Again, I say, bullshit. You have to be in a certain realm or an accolade. Again, I'll say, bullshit. It's you just being the best self, man. It's you just sending out every single day the person that you've always wanted to be. Everything you can imagine is real. Picasso wasn't wrong on that, because what's in here is actually real, just waiting for you to let it out. Waiting for you to let go of the castle that you've built around yourself because you're afraid of life. It's when you get past the fear of your past that the future can evolve. How long does it take? I don't know, Meatball. It took me 10 years to figure it out. It could take you an hour, 5 minutes. When you say I release it, because I wanted to know the knowledge behind it. I wanted to really grasp it and understand what these visionaries and all this wisdom was trying to teach me. Yeah, indeed, it took me a long time to realize that. It took me a hell of a long time. But in the end, it was a blessing, because you got to let go of the old to bring in the new. You can't buy a new car with an old mindset. You're going to turn that new car into an old car real quick because of your past patterns. When you realize that, when you grasp that, life becomes a lot more fun. And when you release the old self is when you open up and align to make way for the new self. And Picasso wasn't lying. Everything you can imagine indeed is real, but it's in a dimension of time that you're not allowing in. When you let go of who you were, you bring in the best you. And when people can grasp that for themselves, they'll have those epiphanies in life. They'll understand who they truly are, and they'll realize where they're going. Let go. Imagine the person that you've always wanted to be. Start with the feeling. This is the simplest way I did it. I just started feeling better, man. How did I start feeling better? I chose to. When you start feeling better, you start attracting better. A clear mind, a conscious living is definitely the way to go. Vision is an art of seeing things invisible. Indeed. I mean, when you start aligning with that true self, it really becomes an art. It really does. Because you're allowing yourself to see the world differently. How you see the world is how you see yourself. When you let go of the past, you see the world in a whole new realm of thinking. And that's the whole point. You can sit here. They had a reel the other day about, you can drink all the green juices, do this, that. I mean, but if your mind is shit, all you can create is from that. Because what? It's all your energy. You change your energy, you change your life. You change how you feel, you change what you bring. And when you allow that total vision to enrobe every faceted fiber of your being, man, life can only give you more of that. Sounds so simple. Indeed it is. It's a choice. Whether you think you can or you think you can't. Indeed, you are right. Thank you, Mr. Ford. Again, it's all about choice. What kind of life do you want? Write it out. Design it. Think about it. Live in it every day in your mood. And watch how the synchronicities start lining up. You don't necessarily have to see the whole staircase, man. One rung at a time. One piece at a time. And life is going to start showing you more of that. It's going to be called emotional triggers. You're going to be triggered more into your goal if you program yourself, which indeed we all have the power to do, if you program yourself to be that self. Again, it goes from unnatural to natural. You start creating the new identity. You're going to create a new personality from that a character trait, designing your life every single day by just one thought at a time. 60 to 70,000 thoughts we incur every day, and I probably have 100,000, man. I'm an overthinker. But really grasp that. The brain would explode if I had to process that. So direct your brain on how to think. You're not helpless, man. You are able to do it, but you have to program your mind from what it was to where you want it to go. What's that called? Repetition. Practice. That's why they said vision is an art of seeing things invisible. And when you grasp that, you'll realize that, indeed, yeah, I have the power, man. When you believe in your dream and your vision, then it begins to attract its own resources. That's called, in essence, synchronicities, coincidences in life. But it's you just being yourself. There's nothing better in this world than having a purposeful life. I'm telling you right now, from a personal feeling and standpoint, you change your mood, you change everything. And when you start seeing life from a different level, everything starts to change with it, guys. So happy Sunday to you. Enjoy, guys. I'm going to read that quote one more time. Listen, this is so imperative because we've been taught to say you cannot think that way. What I'm telling you is, again, is bullshit. The more you go in, the better you project out. The greatest shock that society is going to discover is that what we've always been taught as fairy tales is actually the way life works. Imagination is everything. It's the preview to life's coming attractions. Einstein wasn't wrong. And when I grasped that in my life, everything changed for the better for me, guys. So happy Sunday to you, America's Mentor _radio on Instagram, #AmericasMentor on YouTube, guys. Thank you again to all those associates and those people who literally personally thanked me for watching. I was like, wow. It's like, thank you so much. That's what I'm talking about. Change your mood. Make a choice every day to have a better mood, a better feeling about yourself. Watch. Be observant. Watch how life is going to start showing you a better path because you are the director. You are the creator. And whatever colors you paint your palette with every single day, that's where it's going to go. Enjoy your Sunday. I'll see you guys soon, man.